I'm 28 female, pregnant with my partner's baby, and he's still too involved with his ex-wife. I don't know if I'm hormonal or if something is really wrong. My partner and I have been together a year and a half. I'm 6 months pregnant. I filed for divorce from my ex-husband 6 months ago, and it was finalized 3 months back. I didn't even know I was pregnant until after I filed. It wasn't planned. Things had already started with my current partner, and it moved fast. My partner and his wife has been separated for nearly 10 months after his wife came across some of our texts. At first, she was clear that she didn't want to reconcile, but the issue is she never filed and neither did my partner. He moved in with me soon after I filed, and when I found out I was pregnant, I thought this would finally settle everything. But it still didn't push him to get the ball rolling. He's still over at his wife's house all the time saying it's for the kids. They need stability, that his younger one isn't sleeping well unless he's there. I get it to a point, but it's been months of this now. Sometimes he doesn't come home until after midnight. Occasionally he sleeps there, but has stopped since I fight him about it. I've asked how long this is going to keep happening, and he says I'm being unhelpful. And I don't know what it's like co-parenting, but I'm about to be a parent too, and I'm doing this basically alone. He also told me he wants to rent a place a few blocks from her. He says it's just to be close to the kids, that it'll make pickups easier, and I can still stay there when I want. But I'm not stupid. He's trying to live two lives, and I'm not ready to let him dance this tango. We had a big fight 2 nights ago. I asked him why he was at her place until 10 p.m. on a Sunday. He said they had to sit down with the kids and talk about school stuff. I told him it feels like he's still part of her household. He said I'm making this harder than it needs to be, and maybe I should take a break and go stay with my parents for a few weeks. Like I'm just some problem to be sent away. I haven't even talked to my parents much since I left my ex. They didn't approve of how fast I moved on. I didn't tell them the full story, just that my ex and I had grown apart. They think I jumped ship too fast. They have no idea I had jumped ship before the divorce. But what was I supposed to do? Waste more years for a man who barely noticed I existed? A few people in my life have made comments. Friends, a coworker, even my cousin. Things like, "Are you sure that baby's his?" Or, "How can you trust him if he's still going back to her place all the time?" I don't have a good answer. I do worry. I don't think he's cheating on me with her. Not yet, but I don't think he's finished with her either. I left something stable for this. My ex was not a bad person. He just wasn't present. He was always busy, chasing degrees and career goals, and I was just something on the sidelines in his life. Always there but not important. I thought I'd found something better. I thought this man really saw me. Now I sit at home most days while he's somewhere else, and I feel invisible again, just in a different way. I quit my job 2 months ago because I kept getting dizzy spells and my OB suggested cutting back stress. He supported it at first, but now he gets irritated if I ask when he's coming home, or if I mention doctor appointments more than once. He says he's got enough on his plate, that I need to chill out and not make things worse. I wonder if it's just the pregnancy. Maybe my emotions are all over the place and I'm taking everything the wrong way. But some days I feel like I'm finally seeing things clearly. Like he played me, just like he's still playing her. I don't know if I'm just hormonal or if something is seriously wrong here. I just feel stuck. I gave up a lot for this, and I don't know if I chose right. Edit. No, the baby isn't my ex's. We weren't intimate for months before I filed. He even asked me once, months before everything happened, if I was still attracted to him. I said yes, but it was a lie. We were more like roommates. Besides, I was already sexually active with my current partner, so my interest for sex with ex had died down. Update 1. He didn't get the new place near his old house like he planned. He said the rent was too high and the landlord was being difficult. But honestly, I don't think he even applied. I think it was just something said to rile me up and let me know there'd always be a part of him attached to his ex. I only got a part of him, never the full version. Last week was his daughter's birthday. I knew about it. He mentioned he might stop by and drop off a gift. What I didn't know is that he spent the whole day there, stayed for dinner, and only texted me around 11 p.m. saying he was crashing there for the night because he was too tired to drive back. I was sitting on the couch with my swollen ankles, back hurting, wondering if I should have just packed a bag and left. He still hasn't filed for divorce, and I'm slowly losing hope. It's been almost a year since their separation. The way he talks about it now is different, more vague. When I push, he tells me to focus on the baby, that we'll handle it when things calm down. I asked him when that's supposed to be. He didn't answer. He's also started pulling back in other ways. Before, we were intimate even during early pregnancy. Now it's like he's not interested. I thought maybe it was stress, but last night I asked him if we're still in a relationship or if he's just here out of obligation. He got really quiet, said, "You've let yourself go." Then he went to bed early and didn't talk to me all morning. I've started looking at part-time remote jobs. Funds are running a bit low, and asking him for my stipend always starts fights. I hate sitting here waiting. I hate depending on someone who feels more and more like a guest in my life. I thought this would be hard, but I thought we'd be in it together. I didn't expect to feel like a placeholder, and it hurts more than I want to admit. I don't know if he's still sleeping with his wife. I haven't asked directly because I'm scared of the answer. But I've noticed he showers as soon as he gets home, doesn't kiss me right away. Sometimes he turns his phone upside down when he puts it on the table. I don't know what to do. I'm too far along to start over, and I gave up everything for this: my marriage, my job, my family. I really thought this would be the life I wanted. I keep telling myself he'll come around again like he did before. But I'm starting to wonder if that version of him was never real. Final update: my relationship ended a few weeks ago. I'm almost due. They're back together. I saw it on Facebook. They were at some park, her, him, both kids. Someone must have taken the pictures for them. There was one where they were all sitting on a picnic blanket, smiling. She captioned it, "Grateful for healing and second chances." Second chances. What kind of woman takes a man back after all that? I have a second Facebook account because I'm blocked on my real one. I check hers and his both. It's pathetic, I know, but it's the only clue into their perfect lives. He barely talks to me unless it's about the baby, always telling me to focus on the baby and to leave his family out of it. That's all I get now. One-line answers, vague responses, deflection. This is the same man who once said I made him feel alive again, who used to text me in the middle of the night from his bathroom floor saying he couldn't stand being near her. Now I'm 8.5 months pregnant, by him, but he's nowhere to be found. I went back to work part-time 2 weeks ago, some remote stuff. I couldn't sit at home anymore, listening to my parents yell. They give me a headache. I brought up child support. That turned into a full-on fight. He said if I want money, I can take him to court. I shouldn't expect him to play dad just because I decided to keep the baby. We never ever discussed terminating this pregnancy. He never brought that up, not once. I don't know what he's yapping about now. I remember how he used to be with me, texting me nonstop, saying things like, "I wish I could just come home to you instead." We used to have sex wherever we could, parking lots, conference rooms, his car. He looked at me like I was everything. Now he barely looks at me at all. My ex-husband finished his PhD. He posted a long thank you on Facebook. I read it on my second account. He mentioned his colleagues, his advisor, his mom, even some random friend who helped him edit papers. I wasn't in there. Not a word. Not even a passing line. I was there through most of that, for years. I cooked dinner while he worked. I handled everything else. Now I don't exist to him anymore. With a PhD, the earning potential shoots sky high in his field. I feel depressed when I think about that. I regret my choices so much now.